Hey guys, let's talk about the Lenovo Legion Go. The PC handheld market has exploded onto the scene recently with the likes of Valve's Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally. Late last year, Lenovo introduced us to their own iteration of a gaming handheld PC, almost a Frankenstein hybrid of its former predecessors and borrowing inspiration from the timeless and forever popular Nintendo Switch console. The design is insanely versatile, obviously meant to be a gaming handheld first, but can be used for several other use cases, making it, to me, a dad who likes to game on the move and needs the portability, a complete game changer. The Go is probably the most innovative handheld PC on the market right now. I've had mine for about 6 months after switching over from the Steam Deck. I've been using it as my daily driver, and I have to say, I'm addicted. Housing the Z1 Extreme paired with an 8.8 QHD touchscreen display and 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, this piece of tech is basically just a mini gaming PC with a built-in screen and detachable controllers. Although the device feels premium and made with solid materials, it does come with some caveats. It's a heavy handheld, and the detachable controllers have a lot of extra buttons that can make it feel a bit awkward to hold without accidental presses, but more on that later. For now, let's dive a bit more into the specs and different use cases. The AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme inside the Go packs a lot of power. The APU sits at 8 cores and 16 threads with onboard RDNA 3 graphics. This integrated GPU is called Radeon 780M with a max boost clock of 5.1 GHz. The display is massive, sitting at nearly 9 inches with 144 Hz refresh rate and 1600p resolution. We're looking at 500 nits of brightness and a 10-point touchscreen. The colors are extremely vibrant and really stand out. Surfing the web and watching videos is buttery smooth and a great experience overall. The screen is probably my favorite on this device, as I like to detach the controllers and carry the Go around the house and use it as a personal tablet. Navigating around Windows 11 can be a bit of a pain on smaller handhelds, so the bigger screen is a standout feature for the Legion Go. Productivity is also great, especially when pairing with third-party accessories, such as an external monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Alright, so using the Legion Go in the handheld experience was decent enough, although the device can feel a bit heavy over time and cause your hands to fall asleep or feel fatigued. The controller's ergonomics wrap around to fit the grip of your fingers, which does feel nice, but I have seen some complaints online in Reddit forums about the sharp edges causing some discomfort. For me, I have bigger hands, so this wasn't much of an issue. I prefer to play in tabletop mode. This is a fun, Switch-like experience where you detach the controllers from the Go and set it on a table using the built-in kickstand, which I must say is built very well and feels high quality when using the Go, at whichever angle fits your liking. A very similar experience to the Nintendo Switch's OLED improved kickstand. The controls feel light and a bit plasticky, but overall feels like I'm holding an Xbox controller split in half. The joysticks have Hall effect and feel great after some tweaking in the settings. It even comes with a useful trackpad on the right controller. It's nowhere near the level of the Steam Deck's trackpads, but it's still fairly convenient, especially when navigating Windows 11's complicated OS. And after an update that came out several months ago, we have full ability to remap the button to whatever combination you'd like. Swapping the Legion buttons to the left controller and select and start to both controllers at the top is a must, as it just feels more natural when needing to reach up and use those buttons like a normal Xbox controller. Perhaps the most innovative feature on this device is the FPS mode. Flipping the switch on the bottom of the right controller switches both controllers into a new customizable WASD mouse mode combination. I personally didn't find much use case for this, but found the versatility quite intriguing. It comes with a magnetic stand puck to set the right mouse into virtually turning it into a vertical mouse. I don't find the controller very comfortable to use, and the button placement is a bit awkward, but this is where you can take advantage of all the extra buttons added to both controllers, and there's even a scroll wheel for web browsing, which does still work when in handheld mode if needed. If you're like me and you travel a lot, like to carry a laptop with you for work, or live in a 2-story house with kids and can't sit at your desk all the time, then the portability of the Go will be perfect for you. Moving from room to room and just grabbing your charger in the Legion Go is a great experience. But for me, I also love to pack up a portable monitor, Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and throw it in my backpack. Now the Legion Go does include a nice case, but there's no place to hold the charger like the Steam Deck's case. So I usually just ditch it and fit everything into a normal sized backpack, as the case is quite hefty and takes up a ton of room in my bag. I may do a future video of my portable setup, as it does add to the experience of this great little handheld. While not necessary at all, I do find that being able to add an even bigger, easily portable screen makes the overall experience for productivity and gaming even more comfortable when away from home. I've had several people ask me if the Legion Go is usable as a desktop replacement, and to that I would say, yes, absolutely. Pair the Go with a nice dock, a monitor, and some peripherals, and you've got yourself a capable little gaming PC. There are even accessories if you don't want to buy an additional controller that allow you to piece your Go controllers into one cohesive unit. For me, I prefer a traditional controller to go alongside the desktop. For productivity, the Legion Go does a solid job with editing photos, videos, or getting some work done at your desk. And of course, as mentioned before, surfing the web and watching movies or TV shows is a great experience, especially when paired with a 2K or even 4K monitor. The Legion Go has no issue outputting to this type of resolution for everyday tasks. When gaming on a desktop, you will have to lower the settings and take advantage of FSR and lossless scaling to make the most out of your experience, but it's still doable and honestly enjoyable. I will be looking into adding an eGPU here in the future, as I've seen it can really up the experience for these handheld devices to give you that true elite level gaming experience. But there are some alternative options you can use to make the Legion Go a great companion device. Firstly, if you already have a nice desktop rig or next-gen gaming console that's powerful enough to push AAA games to their limit, then this is a great device to take advantage of the screen and stream directly on the go while hanging on the couch or in bed. I often pair my PS5 with the Legion Go using third-party software named PS Play, and it works nearly flawlessly. I can take advantage of the power of my console while enjoying the portability of Lenovo's great handheld. I've even set my router to port forward so I can play away from home when using a stable internet connection. Xbox Cloud Gaming also has been a pretty solid experience, as I live and work at a data center less than 20 minutes from my home. Game Pass has a ridiculously large library to pick from, and if there's a game on there that I don't feel runs well natively when downloading to the go, or I just want to test it out before downloading, I'll give Cloud a go, and it's a good experience overall. There's also GeoForce Now. I haven't had a chance to test this service out myself, but I've seen and read some pretty great things about streaming using their powerful PCs that they have on hand for the public. And of course, you can always stream from your PC or rig using Steam or Moonlight. Before I get to the last part of the video, I wanted to go over some of the cons and issues I've had with this device. Let's talk about Legion Space, the built-in software provided by Lenovo to help bolster your overall user experience and help make it feel more console-like. Honestly, the software is just not very good. Now, it has gotten better after several updates, but it's very inconsistent. I've enabled the option of not loading into Legion Space when starting the Go, and I try to stay out of the included software as much as possible. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things within Legion Space that are needed daily to access for ease of use and customization of options and button layouts. When clicking the left Legion Space button, you load into a Steam-like interface that gives you some options. The initial load time is pretty bad and hangs for a while. The menu can be a bit glitchy, but you can purchase games and organize games on your device. Within the menu, you can tweak custom settings, button profiles, and mess with your custom options like fan curves, as well as get your drivers updates for the device without having to visit AMD's website. The right Legion button pulls up a quick menu tab to adjust things on the fly. This software runs pretty well for the most part, but tends to be inconsistent at times when trying to load it up. The quick menu allows you to switch between power profiles, RGB settings, brightness and volume settings, as well as resolution settings. Overall, Legion Space experience isn't really that good, but it is usable and it gets the job done. Lastly, let's discuss battery life and tinkering problems I've run into. The battery on this device isn't really that good. You'll get about 1 to 1.5 hours of game time when running in performance mode, and maybe 3 hours when just using the device for productivity. I'm not one to complain about battery life, as I usually keep my charger pretty much plugged into this thing at all times, but I thought I'd note that it's not really on the level of the Steam Deck. The device also gets super hot when running games, and putting the fans on full blast is almost mandatory, which drains the power even further. Alright, let's talk about dealing with Windows 11's janky issues. It took tons of tinkering with Windows to get the device to a comfortable state of use over the months. Lots of glitches and hangups that would cause a need to restart the device, or having to do an internet search to find a solution for something minor. If you're a Windows person, then you'll likely expect this. It's not a deal breaker, but be mindful when purchasing a unit that it will require some light tinkering and hiccups. Finally, let's talk native gaming and emulation on the Lenovo Legion Go. This thing is a monster at emulation, and it plays AAA games, MMOs, and indie games surprisingly well. Keep in mind that you won't be able to run most games at the screen's native 600p resolution, but dropping down to 1200p or sometimes 800p is a really nice compromise. I was able to enjoy tons of games on mid to high settings, whilst also taking advantage of lossless scaling in FSR. Newer AAA titles struggle a bit more and have to drop down to low settings, but anything pre-2024 honestly looks really good on this device. For emulation, the Legion didn't even sweat. GameCube games looked fantastic. PS2 games ran really well. Wii U and even Nintendo Switch ran surprisingly well. Popping this device out for the family and sitting down to play some Mario Kart 8 or Marvel Ultimate Alliance was a blast. I would truly call this device an emulation king. The screen size paired with some of my childhood favorites really can't be beat in my opinion. There you have it. I think the Lenovo Legion Go is a pretty awesome device. Being able to play AAA titles, stream from devices at home, or watch movies while I'm traveling or sitting on the couch is a pretty amazing experience. It's insane how far we've come with handhelds, and I look forward to what the tech companies have planned next. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.